from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
An update on vaccination numbers for children in Henrico County. A local nonprofit builds its 500th ramp for people in need. And we'll tell you who the new Henrico Christmas Mother will be for 2021. All coming up in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Friday, May 28th, 2021. It's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
Almost 29% of all Henrico children and teens between the ages of 12 and 17 have received at least one dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. That's according to Henrico School Health Services Supervisor Robin Gilbert. She told the school board yesterday that almost 10% of that group is now also fully vaccinated, saying, quote, "We're on the right path. We just need to continue that," end quote. School system officials are meeting with state health officials today to talk about the possibility of offering COVID vaccinations for students and families at Henrico middle schools in the coming weeks. That also according to Gilbert. The last walk-up vaccination event at Richmond Raceway took place yesterday. Now the Richmond and Henrico health districts are continuing to prioritize smaller community vaccination events and other proactive ways to reach people who haven't been vaccinated yet, and doing so at middle schools could be one of those ways. Now, because the number of COVID-19 cases in the county and region have dropped dramatically in recent weeks, the school system has dropped its 10-day quarantine requirement for those unvaccinated people who have been exposed to someone who tested positive for the virus. That was according to school's chief of staff, Beth Tigan. Now anyone who was deemed to have had close contact with a positive case need only go 24 hours without any symptoms of the virus or fever, without using medication, before being permitted to return to school. That move follows guidance from the Virginia Department of Health, which allows it in areas where transmission levels are low, which Henrico's now are. During the school system's summer academies, there will not be a required use of plexiglass shields in classrooms, though they will be available for anyone who wants them. A 3-foot social distancing policy will be enforced to the greatest extent possible, according to Tigan, and both of those standards also will be in place for the start of the new school year in the fall, she said. Henrico Police yesterday identified the man found dead near dumpsters near Phelps Street and 21st Street at the Henrico-Richmond line earlier this week. He was 59-year-old John Maurice Thomas. Police did not indicate where he lived. His body was discovered by the dumpsters by a citizen. Police reported yesterday that the body did not have any excessive signs of trauma, such as a gunshot or stab wound. No cause of death is yet known. If you have any information that might be helpful to police, call Detective Noah at 501-5581 or leave a tip anonymously with Metro Richmond Crime Stoppers at 780-1000 or p3tips.com. Some good news earlier this week for pedestrians and cyclists. Henrico's Board of Supervisors approved 3 projects that will implement trails and sidewalks in the county. One, a $4.8 million project to construct 2 sections of the Lakeside Community Trail, will span a little more than 1 mile and run between Spring Park and Hilliard Road, including bridges over Upham Brook. VDOT will reimburse the county for about $2.7 million with federal funds for that project. It'll ultimately be incorporated into the Fall Line Trail, which will run between Ashland and Petersburg. Well, there's a new Henrico Christmas Mother, and she is Blanche Moore. She'll serve as the 2021 Christmas Mother. She's worked for IBM, GE, Job Corps, and Henrico County Public Schools in a lengthy career. She joined the Christmas Mother Council in 2015 as an annual member and has served a number of roles for the group since then. Moore and her husband, alumni of Virginia Union University, have lived in Henrico for almost 50 years. The Christmas Mother program provides food, new clothing, books, toys, and other gifts to qualifying Henrico families with children, seniors, and adults with disabilities during the holiday season. It's a tradition that began all the way back in 1942. If you would like to learn more about the program, including how to apply for help or make a donation to help others, visit henricochristmasmother.org or call 236-9741. A big day yesterday for Ramps RVA. It's a local nonprofit group that sponsors the construction of modular wheelchair ramps for people who need them. It built its 500th ramp in the region, this one in northern Henrico near Woodman Road. It was founded in 2005 by 3 local residents who were in high school at the time, and it's since gathered a volunteer force of nearly 1,500 people in the following 16 years. The organization uses housing and urban development income restrictions to qualify older adults or people living with a disability for its services in Richmond, Chesterfield, and Henrico, then builds wheelchair ramps for qualified people at no cost to the recipients. The organization now has a volunteer force that includes 27 local high schools, colleges, and businesses, according to one of its founders, Mike Dowd. Even during the pandemic, the group has been hard at work. It's built more than 50 ramps since COVID began last March. And the one it built yesterday in Henrico was built for a man who had contracted COVID and became confined to a wheelchair as a result. You can read a lot more about this topic and this group at henricocitizen.com right now by clicking on Community. Tomorrow's a big day when Belmont Golf Course in Lakeside officially reopens to the public. The course has undergone quite a transition in the last year or so under the watchful eye of First Tee of Greater Richmond and Love Golf Design, who have redesigned the 18-hole course into a 12-hole course with a 6-hole par 3, also an 18-hole putting course. If you're looking for tee times, plenty of good ones still remain for tomorrow. Visit playbelmontrva.org to make one. And visit our website, henricocitizen.com, and click on Community to learn more about the renovated course. And you also hear more from Davis Love III, the PGA professional whose design firm was in charge of remaking Belmont. The Henrico-based software development and managed services firm Terrazzo announced earlier this week that it has closed a funding round of more than $10 million in an effort led by investment and advisory firm Tercera with participation from Twilio, a cloud communications platform. The funding will accelerate Terrazzo's hiring efforts in pursuit of acquisitions and partnerships, enabling it to scale and grow to expand nationally, according to company officials. And we hope you all have a great Memorial Day weekend and enjoy it safely. We will not have a News Minute on Monday, but you can catch us back here Tuesday morning, June 1st. Today's Henrico News Minute is brought to you by Henrico County, which is asking you, how do you want to hear from the county? Visit publicinput.com/Henrico News to take a brief survey.